Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Although we are experiencing what most call an awakening, we are still here on this earth, in this matrix, and unless you're going to go live in the woods or on an ashram, you will need to find your own way of balancing your multi-dimensionality. You now see the construct for what it is, so now how do you manage your day-to-day life without compromising your true self? I offer a cautionary tale as well as reassurance that will hopefully help you through some of the glitches. I'm not a spiritual teacher, just someone that can offer some advice and maybe confirm some of what you're feeling. There's plenty of information out there that offers a multitude of teachings and ideologies if that's what you're looking for. There is a light on the other side of all this, but it may not be what you think. So you feel like something popped, like your bubble burst. When this happens, we suddenly see things in a whole new light. The curtain has been lifted and it can be very confusing and scary. Usually it's triggered by an event in your life, maybe some type of trauma or big disappointment, or you could be having an existential crisis. You don't know what's happening. You ask yourself, am I going crazy? Am I losing my mind? At first you might not tell anyone because you're afraid of what they'll think. Strange things start happening mentally and physically. You might even feel what seems like a live current running through your body in waves. Maybe your dreams have reached a new level and you feel like you're leaving your body. Any number of occurrences may be experienced that can be disturbing and sometimes scary. You may even hear voices. You wish you had someone to talk to, but you feel like nobody gets it. They think you're imagining it or having some sort of mental breakdown. And I guess in a way it is, but not in the way people think. You have been changed, what seems instantly. You start seeing friends and loved ones differently. You find it hard to socialize and talk about trivial things. You'll notice synchronicities that can sometimes seem unreal. These synchronicities can range anywhere from loving to playful to mystical. You are now wide open, a portal through which the unexplainable can happen. You want to understand what's happening, so you begin the search with books and videos and whatever else might find you. Somehow it will be what you need for the stage you're at. You discover that this has happened to many people over many years. It could be a dark night of the soul, it could be your kundalini waking up, or maybe you've just had a total shift in perception and awareness. You want to be alone with your thoughts, to meditate and contemplate and feel. You find that you don't want to go out and do the things you used to do. You see clearly now how you've been driven by the ego and conditioned by the construct. You start looking at your life and you don't like what you see. You feel you can no longer accept the current state of things. You see manipulation, corruption, and power struggles inside you and outside of you. Now you feel anxious to maybe quit your job or throw in the towel. You might decide to leave a toxic relationship. You see now where you haven't been exercising discernment or establishing boundaries. You start breaking ties and cutting cords. You want to do what you really love, your passion and your desire, but you also want and need financial freedom. All of this can take time. Be careful not to rush into anything. The dismantling of a false self and the flowering of your true self is certainly a process and a challenge. Are you all in? We are part of a whole with the universe and the cosmos. Now you may discover you have abilities you never knew you had. Your intuition is heightened, and you just know things. You don't know how, but you just do. You start feeling and thinking a lot more about unity and love. You see how much devastation has been caused by hate and ego and division. Eventually, you'll make it through the tunnel, and what you'll find is you. You may have heard this quote by the great mystic poet Rumi. What you are seeking is seeking you. You find you and the mountain you've been climbing and will continue to climb. Hopefully you're filled with gratitude at this point for waking up, for seeing the shadow and healing your soul. You, yourself, and others will see that you are no longer the person you used to be. You are shedding that false self and are ready to move forward with new insight and clarity. Your friends and family may not like these changes in you, however, so be prepared. And a note of caution here that this is not easy. It can be a rough ride. There will be times you need help, but don't try to live up to anyone else's ideals or teachings. Follow your own compass and listen to your own guidance. It takes as long as it takes, and there is no final destination and no perfect scenario. Trust yourself and trust the process. We see how we've been self-sabotaging ourselves and begin making better decisions and choices. We acquire equilibrium, which helps us with extreme highs and lows and compulsive behavior. We let go of a lot of our fear, usually from our childhood and years of conditioning. Our inner life improves in these ways and others, which in turn can create a better outer life. We live in a construct of duality. There's an opposite to everything, and let's face it, the current state of things in the world today is making everything even harder. But once you learn to move with the universe and not against it, you will feel more in flow with nature and the frequencies that will provide an inner calm and a new lease on life, even if it's not the one you planned.